You imagine the tornado that hit Abaco this morning. You imagine that tornado hit that trailer with the unknown amount of bodies. I say there's 78. The minister said there's 52. The pathologist was just down the other day. She thinks it's 55. And buddy, you imagine open a trailer last week after being shut up for months with decomposed body. How are you going to bury decomposed body? Who is going to get in that mess to deal with the decomposed body? Just imagine, if you would, that tornado would have hit that trailer and slam it into the community or break through the wall at the clinic. What a disaster that would be. I don't think the government even recognize the urgency of burying these bodies in a timely fashion. And people don't recognize why I keep stressing about this trailer. You see, my mother died because of the roof fall on her. I went to the hospital. The doctors and Princess Margaret are so useless. They didn't even recognize that my mother had a stroke. I saw my mother's face twisted. I said, she had a stroke. That is not the way she looked when she came in here. They don't even know what's going on up there. But just imagine my mother, Althea Mills, in that trailer. I don't even know how I would have reacted, but I would have reacted. I would have got a lawsuit against the government. I would have got a lawsuit against the minister directly, everybody. And I think that some sympathetic person in the Supreme Court would say that the government is wrong, and they continue to be wrong. And Dr. Sands would say to the newspaper that because of my irresponsible recording and because of Gladys Martin Hanna irresponsible quote that there were flies and the trailer was smelling, that is adding more burden. Man, look at any sensible thinking prime minister would have got rid of Dr. Sands long time. And then Dr. Sands is relying on Dowell that they ain't see a sober day since he was in Abaco. I didn't know why he's still there. His time has been up long time, before the hurricane. And this is who Dr. Sands is putting his ministerial member of parliament on, relying on Dowell. And nobody has said apologize to Kai Mills yet. You understand? I was right, and Dr. Sands was wrong. And he continues to be wrong. I don't know which funeral home gonna take the burden of burying those persons that even Dr. Sands don't know. But I would I'll be careful and make sure you get your money's worth, because somebody's gonna get a lawsuit. And what happened there is a direct responsible for that weightless organization in Abaco called the Defense Force. When we heard that Michael was in the trailer, Michael Dawkins, we run to the trailer. When we heard that Modena was found down by Kipco, we went to the trailer to try to see if that's Modena. They pull gun on us. Nobody is going in that trailer like this. Their loved one. They just pack them in there like meat. No remorse. Still, there's no remorse. There was no remorse 5 days after the hurricane when these bodies was coming in. And guess what? 6 months in, there's still no remorse, because the government to date haven't announced to the world, to the loved ones, closure, where they're going to bury them, how they're going to bury them, how decomposed they are. It's a health hazard to Abaco. You imagine going through a Category 5 hurricane, and because of the government refused to deal with the dead, we get sick and diseased, like what's going on in China, the disease that all over China. What if because of the government lack of response, can't bury our dead in dignity. No dignifying thought has gone into the dead. That is why they can't do anything for the living. They don't give a hell about the dead. What you think about the living? When, the question is, when are they going to bury the dead? Where are they going to bury the dead? These are questions that ought to be an answer. We had the pathologist and everybody down. Now, who's fighting over the body? K. Forbes Smith, Dr. Dwayne Sands, minister who should have been fired long time ago because all he has been is nothing but trouble and chaos since he took over. He just liked to sit behind that desk and hear himself talk. But he said, do nothing, minister, and he ought to have been gone long time. Again, the world is watching. That is why they want to man up and get the defense force to stop me from filming. Dr. Sands, K. Forbes Smith, when are y'all gonna bury our dead? When? Where? How long? Is it gonna be another 6 months? Is there anything there to bury? Are we gonna be in a health hazard when you take those bodies out of the trailer after 6 months? Are we gonna be exposed to deadly virus, disease? These are the questions that need to be answered. Somebody in government after 6 months should have been preparing to bury these loved ones. Dr. Sands keep lying to us. Chuck went there time and time, got his DNA, he riled there, Cornish. My cousin, she's in the trailer. Still can't get her body. He wanted his wife's body out there for months. They found her 2 months ago. They got the DNA. Still, she's in the trailer. And y'all tell me that y'all care. Y'all, it's the people's time. And Dr. Sands lying that they didn't get any DNA. How much DNA you want from the woman's husband? You are the one, Dr. Sands, who are causing Abaco to be in more stress because he had a lack of remorse towards our dying that went through a category 5 and lost their lives, and they still are sitting in a trailer like some rotten meat. They're rotting like meat. These people's family need closure. What does closure mean to the F&M government? What does closure mean to Dr. Dwayne Sands? What does closure mean to the Prime Minister, the most right honorable Hubert Minnis? Dr. Minnis, Prime Minister, what does closure mean to you and Darren Henfield? While you're all down there feeding Michael Simmons, there were dead bodies right next to you. When is James Albury gonna ask for some closure? Everywhere you go, Prime Minister, Darren is in your pocket. He should say to you, Relda Cornish is also Darren's family. That's the last body we found in Dundastan. Shouldn't Darren ask the Prime Minister, please, Mr. Prime Minister, bury my family in some decency? It's been too long, too wrong. Every agency down there has failed Abaco people, everyone. And they are continually to fail us because the left hand don't know what the hell the right hand is doing. That is why we're in this catastrophe that the government don't seem to be able to solve. We hope that we bring some closure to this and our loved ones can be buried in some dignity. February 14th is Valentine's Day. Show some love, Mr. Prime Minister. Show some love, Darren Henfield. Show some love, James Albury. Show some love, Dr. Dwayne Sands. But dare not bury them on Valentine's Day because y'all ain't never showed no love for the dead of Abaco. 6 months in, they're still in the trailer like a bunch of meat uncaring F&M government, you need to do something. Bury our dead. How many times do I have to say that? Bury our dead in some dignity. And can you bury them? Is they too decomposed to handle? Are you going to burn them like Indians? We want to know, what are you going to do? But you have to do something. Doing nothing is expanding the hurt and the unnecessary burden on the families. Please, Mr. Prime Minister, step in there, slap Dwayne Sands out the way he's a nothing minister, put some caring person there and deal with this immediately. This is one of these Kai Care videos on the 30th day. 5 months later, the bodies are still in the trailer like a pack of meat. Somebody show love in this government, because y'all told us, lying you did, that it's the people's time. But obviously, we are confused to see which people y'all were talking about. We're live here on WCAY.